Bangkok is world famous for its dollar street food and budget-friendly markets. But today, we're heading to Thong Lor, the city's most glamorous district, to see how far the scale can tip. This is officially our most expensive day in Bangkok to date. We're going from crafting our own traditional Thai herbal inhalers to securing one of the most exclusive, high-stakes dinner reservations in the country. A meal so precise it felt more like science than cooking. Spoiler alert, things are about to get very meticulous, very boozy, and absolutely unforgettable. We're Evan and Lemon, and this is Travel, Eat, Drink, Repeat. We've been travel vlogging for the last 4 years, but our passion for travel is driven by what's on the plate and what's in the glass. With 40 years of combined experience in the restaurant and bar industry, we're looking past the aesthetics to find the real gems. If you've ever been to Thailand, you've definitely seen it. A local pulls out a small plastic tube or a little green jar out of their pocket, takes a deep hit, and quickly replaces the cap. You might be wondering, what are they doing? Is there medicine in there, or is it drugs? What is it? Relax, it's just yadom. These Thai herbal inhalers have been around for centuries, rooted in traditional medicine as a way to clear a stuffy nose or combat that dizzying feeling you get in the Bangkok heat. But lately, they have absolutely exploded across social media. What used to be a humble local staple has turned into a viral sensation, blurring the line from a traditional Thai remedy to a must-have item that every tourist is now trying to get their hands on. Today, we're at First Aid Kiss in Thong Lor to try making our own. The process seems simple enough. You pick your base of dried herbs, add a cooling mix of camphor and menthol, and then layer in your favorite essential oils. Once the herbs are ground and the scents are locked in, it's time for the best part, customizing the bottles with stickers and markers to make them our own.
Okay. So with this, okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
And
Okay.
Okay, ka.
Hey, cup and cup.
Oh, fun. Okay. Did you smell any of them?
Okay, so there was some black pepper. One in lime.
I did lime leaf. I don't like the lime peel.
Display on the camera got turned off.
God, we've been sweating. We're on a time crunch in here as well. So we've picked our herbs, and now we are using a mortar and pestle to grind them up. And then we're going to add some other like essential oils and different things. I'm so excited for this. They also do other things here, like you can make solid perfumes you can make. I think they're perfume jellies. Okay, I feel like I'm getting nowhere with this.
She told us we can use a scissors, so it helps with the herbs. It's a lot better than what we were doing earlier, especially with a nutmeg. Oh, it was better. Alright, putting some stickers on there, huh?
I didn't know we got to customize them. This is so cute. So they have stickers, they have markers you can draw on them. They even have little charms and glue. If I would have known we got to do all this, I would have brushed through everything else. Because this is like, we're almost out of time. Gosh, that was so fun. This would be like a perfect rainy day activity, and like what a great souvenir to bring home if you're visiting here.
We had a buy one, get one free deal too.
Yeah, who knew? I guess we didn't. We walked in and they, here we go.
Came to make 3 add-ons, and we ended up walking out with 12.
12. So we have some gifts. My mom doesn't watch the videos, so I'll show you that one. She put her name on it, and she loves sunflowers. So I filled it with sunflowers. So she'll never know she's getting this because she doesn't watch the videos. If you're looking for a place to base yourself in Bangkok that feels less like a tourist trap and more like a neighborhood, Thong Lor is it. Known officially as Sukhumvit Soi 55, this area was once a quiet residential pocket for the Thai elite and a hub for the Japanese expat community. In fact, it's still often called Little Tokyo because of the incredible concentration of authentic izakayas and ramen shops tucked away in the alleys. But over the last decade, Thong Lor has transformed into the city's trendiest district. It's a place where high-end skyscrapers tower over 50-year-old shophouses, and where you'll find some of the best specialty coffee and fine dining in Southeast Asia. For us, it's the perfect balance. It's walkable, connected to the rest of the city by BTS SkyTrain, and every single side street seems to hold a new secret. Whether it's a hidden art space or a world-class cocktail bar, it's luxury but with a soul. So, Down this alley, 3 floors up, we're about to have one of the best meals of our lives. Thank you. Hello. This is Chef Taiki, the mastermind behind Homeburg BKK. He hosts what has become one of the most exclusive and talked about dining experiences in all of Bangkok. He first broke the internet back in 2018 with a tiny burger pop-up where he only served 4 people a day and let them pay whatever they thought the meal was worth. That viral experiment has since evolved into what we're experiencing today. A meticulously placed, multi-course journey entirely themed around beef. As people who've spent our entire lives working in kitchens and restaurants, we've seen a lot of talented chefs, but we have never seen anything quite like this. Taiki's attention to detail borders on the scientific. Every sear is timed to the second. Every resting period is measured, and he cooks everything right in front of you. It isn't just a dinner, it is pure culinary theater. Securing a seat at Homeburg isn't as simple as hopping on an app and making a reservation. This is easily one of the hardest ones we've ever had to get in Bangkok, and the process is an experience in itself. First, you have to snag a spot via Instagram DM. Once you've made contact, you're sent a list of strict terms and conditions, and then you're sent the set menu, which has, of course, absolutely no substitutions. And then the final hurdle, you have to prepay the entire meal via wire transfer. Only once that money is received is your reservation actually secure. It might sound intense, but in a city full of world-class dining, this level of gatekeeping only adds to the mystery.
It's been a very long time since we've had anything that tasted like a taco.
Yeah, like the ground beef.
Wow.
After all the hoops we jumped through to get here, you'd expect a formal dining room with a strict dress code. But that's the beauty of Homeburg. There's not an ounce of pretension in the air. No white tablecloths, no dress code, just a simple request: be on time. If you appreciate food and service the way we do, but you also love a casual, intimate environment, this is the perfect spot. It's essentially dinner and a show. Because we've spent our lives in the industry, we find ourselves leaning in, mesmerized by his movements. He's not just cooking, he's like performing. It's like watching a high-stakes play where the lead actor just happens to be making the most calculated burger of your life. Honestly, I'm sitting here editing this footage right now, and all of those flavors are hitting me all over again. Each course felt like a karmic reward for something we've done, even if we weren't quite sure what we did to deserve it.
Everybody's silent. The food is, you know what I mean? When it's quiet, like the food is good.
As we sat there, I kept thinking, like, how did we get so lucky to be in this city, in this neighborhood, experiencing food that is thoughtful and this precise? It was one of those moments where everything just clicks. It wasn't just a meal, it was a reminder of why we moved across the world to do this. While the tasting menu was incredible, let's be honest, the real reason we fought for this reservation was to try Taiki's legendary burgers. And at Homeburg, you don't get just one, you get 2. The first one is his take on a traditional cheeseburger. It's classic American soul meets Japanese level precision. We're talking Kraft American cheese, perfectly crisp bacon, and pickles placed onto the meat patty with literal tweezers. The bun was toasted golden brown, and the patty, I don't use this word lightly, but it was actual perfection. We are always on the hunt for a world-class burger, and this is, hands down, the best we've ever had. Then things got experimental. The second burger was a gorgonzola and apple creation with a rich apple butter spread. When I tell you this is one of the best things we have ever put in our mouths in our entire lives, I mean it. It's funky, it's sweet, it's savory, and incredibly juicy. We are officially going to be dreaming about this burger for the rest of our lives.
All right, so we're at the last savory dish. I'm just eating it slowly because the faster I eat, the sooner it's over. Oh my God, look at the juice dripping from this burger.
Very different, right?
It's
Yeah.
so good though, like,
Gorgonzola's great though.
and the honey and the apple. This is the kind of burger you don't put down until you've eaten the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't take a break. That's my favorite dish of the day.
After the meal, we had the privilege of sitting down and speaking with the man himself. One of the most surprising things we learned is that despite his mastery, Taiki doesn't actually think of himself as a chef. He sees himself more as a researcher, someone obsessed with the science of flavor. But the biggest surprise was learning that Homeburg, as we know it, is coming to an end. By the end of this year, this specific experience will be closing its doors. And while we can't reveal what his next plans are just yet, hearing it from him made us feel even luckier to have experienced this tonight.
Bacon was gonna be part of the cheesecake.
I was like, they're gonna put bacon on the dessert.
Yeah, I think that's for the next service.
I think it works, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been thinking about booking a seat here, do not wait. Now is the time to send that DM because this incredible chapter of Bangkok's food scene won't be available much longer.
That was incredible on so many levels, not just the food, not just the service. I feel like if you're not a foodie, like if you don't care about watching how food is cooked or like appreciating the ingredients, the timing of the staff, like it's pretty much like theater. If you just want to come and eat some good food, that's fine. But if you really appreciate the effort, the prep, the theater that happens in a service like that, you are going to love this place. And they're only open until the end of the year, and then they're done.
So the best things.
From one alley to the next.
That's right. The best things in Thong Lor and in Bangkok in general are hidden down an alley that you feel like you shouldn't be walking down. But right now we're about to take you to our favorite bar so far here in Thailand. This is probably like our 4th or 5th time here. Let's go. Don't let the somewhat sketchy alley fool you. Once you step inside, you're in a sleek, minimalist sanctuary that is serving up cocktails that are anything but simple. This place is famous for its landmarks menu, a liquid tribute to the street food heroes of Thong Lor. The menu actually looks like a food menu because every drink is inspired by a dish served on the surrounding streets. They've taken iconic flavors, everything from pad thai and mango sticky rice to even more savory street staples, and somehow distilled them into world-class cocktails. As people who appreciate the theater of service, watching these bartenders work is the perfect cap to the night. They aren't just mixing drinks, they're telling the story of this neighborhood through a shaker. It's clever, it's creative, and it's the exact reason why Thong Lor is one of our favorite corners of Bangkok.
Ooh,
That was it.
that's very good. I'm a martini lover, whether it's vodka, gin, I don't care what it is. I love a spirit-forward cocktail. This is like definitely the strongest drink, I think, that they have on the menu that we've tried. We've tried probably half of the menu. Yeah, it's good. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
What's the cat here? The kitty's here.
Oh yeah, it's the mascot.
This has been like quite the day.
Yeah, not too cheap, but it's been worth it.
No, it was so worth it.
So let's talk numbers. Was this our most expensive night in Bangkok to date? Yes, it absolutely was. Between the custom yadom, the exclusive wire transfer dinner at Homeburg, and the world-class cocktails at Lost in Thaislation, we definitely felt it in the wallet. But as we always say, we travel to eat, drink, and repeat. And the experiences here we had tonight are absolutely priceless. From the beef science of Chef Taiki to the liquid storytelling at our favorite bar, tonight was a reminder of why Thong Lor is such a special corner of this city. It's a neighborhood that rewards the curious, the patient, and most importantly, the hungry. We're Evan and Lemon, and this was episode 5 of Travel, Eat, Drink, Repeat. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and share this video with a food-loving friend. We'll see you in the next one.